In your safe rooms, you do have some toilet facilities, or?
We do. It's actually typically required by both the 361 and the ICC 500. It's based on how many occupants you have. The more occupants you have, the more facilities you have to have. Those facilities can be full-blown toilet facilities, or in some situations they can be chemical toilet facilities, but then you got to turn around and provide some type of privacy for it. You can't just set a chemical toilet out in the middle of the room, obviously. So, but yeah, we do. And we make decisions about, in a school, for example, we may make a decision about what area we're going to make a shelter based on, where do we have toilets that are already built in. We, in schools, for example, we like to use the kindergarten rooms for several reasons. One is they typically have toilets already in there. Secondly, those rooms are typically larger spaces. And third, those little kids are the ones that are hardest to move. So, for us in an elementary school, that's the process we go through, knowing all that stuff to make a decision about what area do we want to make a shelter. And a lot of it's that human factor stuff. With these human factors, you want people to be comfortable.
Right.
I mean, their anxiety level is going to be stepped up a little bit.
Right.
And now you got somebody that has to use the facilities, and you say, here's a screen and a bucket.
Yeah.
What's that gonna do to their anxiety level? And is it gonna make them think, I would rather go outside? And that's the last thing we want people to do. Once they're in that shelter, we do not want people messing with the control devices, because they're designed to be when the tornado strikes, they're designed to be in a position. And if they're not in that position, then they may not do any good. There was a story in one of the hurricanes that hit Florida. The one year the 4 hit. There was a gentleman in one of the shelters that was a smoker. And he had to have a smoke when the hurricane was full force right on top of him, and 150-mile-an-hour winds, and he's got to go outside and have a smoke. When he opened that door up, the wind caught it and sprung the door, and now it went shut. Those are the type of things. That's a bad situation. But you don't want somebody with a high anxiety level saying, I got to get out of here,
right,
and does exactly the same thing, and then compromises everybody else. So, those, they may not sound like a big deal, but, you put yourself in that situation and start to think about, how would I feel? Somebody handed me a bucket and a curtain and said, there you go, there's your toilet facility. I wouldn't feel good about it. And especially if I don't know what's going on outside, or if my home is still there, or all those, are all my relatives safe and all my friends safe, that all is going to be a raised anxiety. So, I think we as designers gotta be sensitive to that, because again, you just don't want somebody freaking out in the end.